Hey, Mama, how is your pregnancy going? This is Jocelyn with Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood, and today is our Tuesday episode where I encourage you in your pregnancy and help you to find the mindset, tips, tricks, and hacks that can help you to find a more positive mindset in pregnancy. Because I found that as I changed my mindset with my third and fourth pregnancies, it actually made a big difference. and I have a desire to share that with you. I have a passion about it. And I feel like that this area of mental health during pregnancy can kind of get neglected. We focus a lot on physical health, but sometimes we forget that the thoughts we think and feeding our minds the good thoughts is also needed. Today I am going to give you one of my really big precursor tools. This, as well as the tool I gave last week in my pregnancy course, are the two main things you need to do before the other tools that I encourage you to implement. So, thank you for joining me and enjoy as we talk about giving yourself grace in pregnancy. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, host of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life, and I can help you. Thanks for joining. Okay, before we start this episode, I thought it might be applicable to tell who this episode is for and who this episode is not for. So this episode is not for you if you love pregnancy. This episode is not for you if you feel like you can do the same things while you're pregnant that you can when you're not pregnant. If you fit into any of those two categories, this episode probably won't really help you out that much. I mean, it's still good tips, but this episode is for those who find pregnancy to be difficult. It is for those who find that pregnancy kind of knocks them off their feet a little bit and they're not able to do the same things that they had pre-pregnancy or before pregnancy. That is who I am speaking to today in this Give Yourself Grace episode. So first of all, what does it even mean to give yourself grace? I think that's a great starting point because sometimes grace can mean a lot of different things. But how do we mean it in terms of pregnancy? In short and in basic, it means to let go of shame. Like, that's the gist of it. I'm going to give you examples, though, that can help you realize ways that we hold on to shame as pregnant women and the ways that we can get around that and we can let go of that shame, which is the purpose of this episode. So let's talk about some non-pregnant times first. So maybe during a non-pregnant time, you are able to get up and get yourself ready. Like, get yourself dressed, do your makeup, do your hair, and look presentable and feel presentable, and it's not hard. Also, in non-pregnant seasons, maybe you're able to cook and bake homemade dinners. You're able to plate them on normal plates. It's not hard to help your family wash dishes and put them in the dishwasher. Non-pregnant time, maybe it's not hard to read your kids' books and you enjoy that time together. Non-pregnant time, maybe it's easy or easier to be close to and intimate with your husband and so on and so forth. So those are some example of ways you might live non-pregnant times. So when you're not pregnant. Now let's go into pregnancy and maybe some of the areas you might struggle. It might be hard to get yourself dressed and ready. You may not feel good. You may be tired. You may have too much pain. You may not feel up to cooking meals. For one, smells drive you crazy. For two, you are tired. And for three, nothing sounds good. You may even just resort to paper plates because you cannot even fathom the thought of putting a dirty dish in the dishwasher or having to wash it with your hands. It just is too hard. You maybe don't feel up to reading books to your children, and so instead you resort to audiobooks. All of these things